boy. Eye Eco Bank, Adaroma, and Waso Yasne, Amaya de Bro.
Madesha mamunyina ha UTV asuni obamu nsem ne amahodo so dia wasamufo asoso eno ene na awie yede esomo kasebo ekwan so na eniani mu nsem bi ene se omampanyi John Dramani Mahama ediatu edwase ye Galamsey sede ese yensuo ni akwaye no sese ya ye ne se mpremprem ade a ye chiri na ye bra na wono nso a tax force a ya pa wo mu a wo mu nam kuntran ase nso gigi nkofo sika na safo ni nyina ye nhwe na ye nchi wono mu na ye ntu won so esa na nanom acha nkonwa ye we kumfin so de adesre ato abanim se wo mekọ wono mu emwa e wo mpatam ho wei ene nsema foforo nkaye bi na ewie mede esomo kasebo emu medin e de amasa punkuma nkoma jesi afe yenhwe ensem no omampanyin John Dramani Mahama e de atodwa se yatena ye nyamede ma yense yentena so ye nudo ni di no yankasa ye de adufrupe asai no enam illegal mining so enti wo bra afei wo bibia so so onam kuntuna ase ese ya pound se tax force enti wo kwaje jisika e wo mining companies ni ho no yenso wonum pa achi na emra eni won eni.
And to our young people, I say the Feed Ghana program is meant for you. This program includes land preparation services, irrigation systems, youth block farms, and guaranteed market linkages. If you're interested in agriculture, the government will support you no matter what your background. Our forests, rivers, and green belts are national treasures, but we are alarmed by the environmental destruction that is reported across Awaso, Dadieso, and Sefia and Rianso, mainly due to illegal mining. I must be honest, this is a national emergency. The National Task Force will continue its efforts to halt illegal mining in our forest reserves and on our water bodies. I've also noted the activities of illegal anti-Galamsey task forces that go around extorting money from legitimate small-scale mining companies. I've requested that the authorities arrest and prosecute any individuals involved in this illegal anti-Galamsey activity.
Omampanyi John Dramani Mahama, thank you to ya woko ewo Western North Mantamuno wasan ejina simpie so e de atodwa se enkoche bia ya de a wo be asoye ehwe sikasam so no omo be ma financial clearance se de be ya amantam ni nyina obi abenya sika ana se wono mo enya de ebeboa wo betumi e de recruit security personnel ama wono makoti se immigration prison service soldier adwumani mo chese fire be bia ya obi ani gise wo in
addition, we are establishing a forward operating base of the Ghana Armed Forces in Ponikrum as requested by Nananum to respond swiftly to security threats and border-related crimes. Peace is a precondition for development. In many of our towns, Bodi, Adabokrom, Dadieso, Esam, Debiso, people have to travel long distances for basic health care. During the campaign, we promised a modern regional hospital for all the newly created regions. This activity is currently in the design stage and will be fully funded in next year's budget. Happily, your own son is the Minister of Health. We're also reviewing incentives for health professionals in order that they will accept postings to rural communities. Access to quality health care must not be dependent on one's location. You rightly called for establishing a public university in the Western North region. As you know, this is one of the newly created regions without a dedicated public university. We are discussing with the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission to situate an autonomous public university here in the Western North region. This will honor the region's identity while creating opportunities for young people. In the meantime, we will upgrade selected senior high schools such as the Sefirioso SHS, the Bodi SHS, the Joaboso SHS, with improved facilities and boarding infrastructure under the Free Secondary School Education Plus policy.
Amefi West Mashebedwani Yera Eric Afo eso de atodwa se wo hwa amansan aman ahodo no a se de wasikasem enyini tentem na Ghana ye hwere dikan kwam ebia ye hu se ye sikasem no ejinane na so pa.
Right, Honorable Speaker, according to the report, the cedi has rebounded strongly against the major trading currencies, driven by a combination of factors, including the tight monetary stance, ongoing fiscal consolidation, record reserves accumulation, strict enforcement of foreign exchange rules, and improved market sentiment. Mr. Speaker, in the year of May 21, 2025, the cedi had appreciated against all currencies. Mr. Speaker, the Ghana cedi appreciated by 24.1% against the US dollar, 16.2% against the British pound sterling, and 14.1% against the euro. Mr. Speaker, the monetary policy MPC report by the BOG still holds the monetary policy rate at 28%. Mr. Speaker, Ghanaian economy continues to show more strides locally and internationally. The economy is growing rapidly and has seen an advantage internationally.
Mr. Speaker, there is one thing that we fail to do in this country, in this chamber, that when government put in policies and those policies are working, we need to commend them. I'm one person that will be willing to commend the government. Mr. Speaker, one of the reasons that we are experiencing the appreciation of the cedi is fiscal policy. We admit that it contributes. But we have been reminding this government that much of the impact is due to government of Bank of Ghana direct intervention in the market, which is antithetical to the free liberal market we are operating. The direct, unmitigated intervention by the pushing and injection of hard currency into the Ghanaian economy. That is not economy, Mr. Speaker. Any finance minister can do that. Any Bank of Ghana government can do that. We will allow prices of goods and services in the market. We will allow demand and supply of the currency to determine the price of the Ghanaian cedi. I have a problem with that intervention, Mr. Speaker. The problem with that intervention is that it creates a false sense of the strength of the Ghanaian cedi. When you inject Ghanaian cedi, when you inject dollar into the Ghanaian cedi, it creates a false sense that investors will think that your cedi is doing well. In actual case, it is not doing well. And the IMF has actually come to the country and they have mentioned that the Bank of Ghana must stop. And this House must encourage the Bank of Ghana to stop the measures of intervening and injecting hard currency into the economy. Mr. Speaker, he mentioned about GDP. Debt to GDP. What has the government? The government has not paid any loan except those who have so agreed to pay. Government has actually contracted more loan, but debt to GDP is declining. Why? Because of the painful decision of Nana Addo Dankwa government to go for the debt restructuring and to go for the IMF support program. Now they are taking the credit. Today, they are taking the credit and they are telling that their debt to GDP is 54%. But they forgot to tell the House what has accounted for the reduction in the debt to GDP. The government has not done anything about the debt situation. Absolutely nothing. Yet the debt to GDP has moved to 54. He needed to tell this House that it is decreasing because the government painfully took the debt restructuring program. The government painfully went to the IMF for a for a fund program, and the government has actually been doing that because the government is gaining this momentum because of the intervention of Nana.
Okankwe South Mashebedwani Yonmunyam for Ernest Adomako. What you just say, Osha Abanshe or the Abba esse allowances or dema appointees in your year free or year full or dear noa. A year Quampasua, now was set appointees and so edutum no media homa bomb, yam Ghana phone quan a bit media homa bomb, yam nemum, I was so more yam penyofono, womu chance and a hobby said ye bear, yenya yakaso a pitiachi.
Media me jitum me supporteno because of her young MPsa, your money for allowance be. Enti yan MPC India enye bibia ya de fufuru bia ye na nya no kwampo unso sanso ka se esgasha ni ade nyina no oba na wa ba be yi nyina afiri ho enti sans sure dia ba dia mene ne ya adwen because Ghana for binom so ye adwuma na katu agina afia eno abi no de topetru eno no odi tua kaniaka eno no bi no odi tua nsuo na ye na ye somoman no e wo se ye nso ye sacrifice bi enti media mene me papa his excellency John Dramani Mahama e ya adwen se de Ghana for nyina fam no asoafo ne chief executives ne others no mo nso so emfam ye nyina ye sacrifice ye tighten ye bet no na oman no enye enkoba se yesi ebinum enum bitter pill na ye fanse yare na obi nso chocolate da bi eno de ba na sa na entwaye ka omonko nanka aban enmeguase ye de ye nhwe ho we are focused one Ghana city na ye de to fango so no Ghana for agi atum because ye hwe eka da ho na kakra na kania adum kakra na wei entie de saa sika no etos na eka no maburagu ho no yetimi atwetwa saa kana wei ayade bone menyini se yade bone because eka no mo na aburagu ho na hwe kom fa so saa buru saa kana gu ha enime bi ha na ensem fata se yetimi kra ohwe yisigia omutimi kra cables se yede baba ye enyam dwumadie ho ade na cables no aka port wo se wanya sika nkwanko yi na wasa fasika asa akokra biem na santa no bisa ho se Ghana no eye wo papa dia ana wa wo dia ana wa wadwuma sa na nka bebra na no ana afisisi a hwe ba bia na fan wo bo na first eye omo bre no ani sisi a fan wo bo akoto boa one city ni krampo ne ye de betoso hwe krampo because atam na ne boa den kra dodo ba sia ayi fan wo bon abafom enti sia sa one city ni kraba beka ho a banya de mpa mehumpo na ni nyina so ebeboa ama ye nyina mo honsem no eno akoda din na ye nyina so madwe enti e kwa papa so
nano emrahye ye soafo a wo hwe nkrase amamwo ne mpunto ho nsam so ekopie mu mrahye bedwafie na anotutuo mu ene wo mu bisa ne se eja hyehye ya ekoso ye dwa hodo mu no anamontuo be na aban etu afa ho onimonyamfo Ahmed Ibrahim de atodwa se aban ahye mensina krachi mpanyimfo ene nkropon akrachi mpanyimfo se wo mo nhwe na wo mu sisi edwa wo district ahodo ni nyina se de be ya wonu mu siso a wonsi na abefo kwa so omni odum gya adwuma no eni nsa woso se de be ya fire tenders na niam ehia se ekodwa ni mu na boana sa atwenkyem bi ba yetimi aso ano ni nyina so omayo na santi wogu ahboabo aso a ototo niam yi.
The government initiated a process to construct modern market with ancillary facilities such as crèche, clinic, lorry park, storage facilities, police, fire service posts under 24-hour economy agenda. This remains a commitment of our government and the ministry to ensure that our markets meet these standards. Consistent with this, government through the guidelines for the utilization of the DACF directed all MMDAs to allocate 25% of their share of the 2025 District Assembly Common Fund to construct model market. Evidence of this are subsequently provided to all 275 honorable members in this House as requested. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry is making effort to direct all MMDAs to consider the installation of fire safety equipment and functional fire hydrant within their major market for efficient and timely firefighting operations. Going forward, the MMDAs will be requested to establish and maintain unobstructed access routes to allow for the swift movement of emergency services in case of future fire outbreak. Additionally, MMDAs will be directed to deepen collaboration with the Electricity Company of Ghana to conduct routine assessment and periodic inspection of electrical systems as well as structural components to identify and rectify potential hazards promptly in all markets within their areas of jurisdiction. Mr. Speaker, you will agree with me that educating the traders in our market across the country can also play an important role in mitigating the risk of fire outbreak. Hence, the Ministry intends directing all MMDAs to collaborate with the Ghana National Fire Service to organize periodic stakeholder engagement and educational campaigns for traders on fire prevention strategies. Mr. Speaker, proper use of firefighting equipment and emergency response procedure.
Emrashebedwafo ensia na wonom ede ato asra adwumakuo no anim eye Ghana Armed Forces se wonom chief enhwe na asojafo a ewo Bawku empatam ho ya wonom na ekopre ama asomdua ba nso wonom akobubu ye zibila empanyufo a wo honom eye Bawku wonom ehene kese baako ne statue esi wo mu akakan mu ntum no omo mpache na afi omo sentua mpatasika na wosese sojafo wo ho se operation due nyese wo sei eniema enti wo se Ghana Armed Forces se wonom empa Bawku ahemfo no echew wo statue na sojani baako ne bo anyon de ekoso ho se yabo ne nua sojani nti wonom akobubu no.
The afternoon of Sunday 13 July 2025, ostensibly in response to an attack by unknown gunmen on a vehicle under military escort, the military personnel in Bawku went on rampage and murdered 6 people, maimed more than 20 others, and caused huge destruction to the property of citizens in Bawku. Some of them looted the shops of the people and made away with huge sums of money. What was the point in the destruction of the statue of our overlord? What security threat did the statue pose, and what threat does the destruction solve? It takes an act as such to insult to the Kusal people and to reject same. In the light of the foregoing, we demand the following on the government of Ghana: that the armed force render an unqualified apology to the Zuran and the people of Kusal for the unprofessional and banditry of the military on the 13th of July 2025 in Bawku. That the soldiers involved in this act of 13 July 2025 be investigated and prosecuted when found culpable.
We abusiafo yentoa ensem no eso na no pinchen ekopie mu ewo Ablekuma North bra na makakra etika mu mpanyufo ehwe ne ato asoso no ade a bambo egina tukuo executive director edema Africa Center for Security and Counter Terrorism Ora Emmanuel Mawunya Kutin akasa ede afa ho se eni PP ni eni DC emabuno no ehia mase yetete won ne yakasa kire won na sa basabasa ye ne tuturasem no wonum twe won ho ede efiri ho.
There's some things that has come up, especially from the New Patriotic Party. They are calling for their people to arm themselves because they don't trust say a police for no bet mama protection. Mbesre MPP for say omun sign because there were the political and vigilante acts almost passed in 2019. A trambra so ubeyesa. The may say a police for no year say ye will be a friend no preemptive security deployment. They should learn from what happened at Ablekuma North. Now deploy that tactics in the Akotia. I say yes, so you monitor your youth. Unse Sisiano, you were the Blue Army and the Green Army. Midday, I'm a youth. I'm interested in youth mobilization, especially as far as politics is concerned. But we can't do it the way we have started. It's another way of creating political vigilante groups. Because they use foul languages, what tendencies of vigilante groups. And these people didn't just come to Ablekuma North on their own for the love of the country. Sebi obi na organize omo amo mufuo. After that no wa mo ade ye frɛ pedem And to be say, what is the motive of the person organizing such grouping? Okay, I say Green Army no buy NDC for and MPP so Emma press release say Omu Blue Army no so near the Embra Ablokumanov. We cannot continue this way. Ntimbesre the Peace Council say Omu for Omu 9C form. They invited the political heads, both the NDC and the MPP, and persuade them to leave this style of youth activism. Because because if you congregate a group of youths on motorbikes like this, you have no control over them. If some are armed, you don't know. We shouldn't close our eyes for the sake of politics and another one ejaculating.
Yeah, abusuafo ye be ko ensem foforo mu na ababeto dwa na no edwoada no ese bambo agina tukuo no eyade a enipa besa henum ye kasa ye de wonum nyina kwan ye fa so efa wonum ewo bambo adwumakuo no mu no na chese ense emfata entwa yie krakrakra enti aban ye audit ne beto dwa na chese emu ahenum de omo ebekọ akotena fie na wenti ye kwa ahoma ne so na ye ne nana yawo akwada akodi enkomo wa asemi ho wo ye executive director Edema Bureau of Public Safety na ye bisa no wono so ne from de ne se de oje asemi esifa mira mo aha mo akwa ba ewe ba UTV kase boso
ya mi da si mechia wahwefo nyina
nana ya akwada wotemenka
betonka wotemeka
yo mi enso metonka papa apom te say yo
Yehu adom me da senso eda wetie for wahwefo so ase na edini ye akwada enya akwada yo bia okwa onda chese akwanda ye kwa yenda
okay okwa wonna
edini
okay
akwada
anyway dey wakwada wo USC ye bebo enkomo yeah
me da se
yenhye na no nsem ye beto odwa enkofo akọ posi ene bambo adwuma ekuo no obi anya ne ntete ye kra bosumi nsia de wo befam na ebinum kwa agentete ye wie apass out obefiti adwuma ase aban ne ye audit se enipa ne bi wo honom a kwan a ene niam ne enhyehyeye a sese wonum di so ansa no wanya adwuma no ya amfa so enti etia emra no ayede efa nipa babambo adwuma ni mu enti safo ni nyina bekọ akotena fie obebisa se wonum akowura mu akwaje ntete ye hunu se de ye tuatuo ne niam a ye yo no aso so mu kotena fie a ensunso aso ben ne betumi di abrɛ yen se oman
yo me da se ne di kan no mesre se ahwefo edebe cheme anopay me doctor's appointment kakra nti me ye wo me kam just me PFA office na me wo me kam nti ahwefo enfa cheme me gidi se motemenka ehome so
yeah
okay ne di kan no kwan a aban edi yi sankrofo edi hun sensem kakra ho a ye pese ye ti ase ene se number 1 ne nyina ye nim dada ya bibia eda ho a ye nim fitite se in the last years of the erstwhile administration no recruitment bebre koso ana amanfo bebre ni nye ho esanse ne ye feel se ya fa kwan paso ni pa ye fa so na womo enye qualified enough to be in those places. Enti public knowledge na ye hwe nim sen ka ban ye bae ebetu ho anamo no press we tu ho anamo a wetu no na ye won sensem kakra wo ho say one se we yi sankrofo ne free fa kwa wo within the security services no Oka say nipa over 500 but ye kasa ahwe kwa na numbers no kra ebro 1000 esan say security services no fire service ka ho immigration ka ho national security ka ho police ka ho and the numbers are fine excess of 500 a ye can enye 500 pe question ye bisa ni say no sa afo no training ahe ene ye de ma awom because yen nya ntie say dodo na across the what we call the red line across that red line we are just say a weapon handling tactical training is I go to tactical training in Yamaniama Nafa. And this you think me at this afternoon afasa training man I sent it here anymore. Now a bit here says a woo your media. Ube pebe before among within the government sector. Now Edio Marcoshe. As I say, I mean a common knowledge. So when you give people such tactical training, weapon handling near there, na uja mu say you ready kwa keke. Now one form my share bond the BM one find she share bien Google as halfway be firmware. At the end of the day, it comes back to hurt you. Opening kuti kasano can be say a green army ni blue army. So these people that you have removed from the security services, no, if you don't bond them or if you don't re-engage them in other areas, they are going to be part of this already a bad situation we are dealing with. Already we have vigilantism on our hand. Just say, the issues of highway robbery, armed robbery, sa issues in to society, and you know, Safoya are buying a 200 more with you on with the say are buying in the spirit or in line with net race certain agenda. No? Those people, if they cross the finish line of their training services, they should be re-engaged in other areas of the government machinery so that we can get them adequately or properly engaged. Now, Oma meye adeswa amaye dache. Now, so one more training baby and normal shots a classroom work pen and 1 more year. No, those people we can let go. Now, finity in penning for a woman be a nima recruiters halfway ebe go within the security services now. And ne abaya adeswa any dajune ama or man yinane abayno. Those people must be brought to book. So that this thing doesn't recur. It's when we do that, we create situations that become, perpetual burden on the government and the taxpayer. In this for now, say now, those who have crossed the red line, the finishing line, and I think no Bureau of Public Safety. Say a chair adwin efa hona e kana eto aban aso.
Yen hwa de obi akwaje ntete be say abosumi nsia say de na wo kekan bia bia say ye de bambo adwuma ani ntete bia de fam ansa na wa be ye opabene abeye adwuma na ye de o mafam say ye de o mu ko hye ehefa wo jaye no ebi oni nsa no adwuma bia oni nim de fufuro bia wo ba bia wo de koye adwuma. Enti de wakosua no obi se wan fa anya adwuma so ana ehyigu
me da se enti ye ka se womo a woma cross finish line womo a ya mom tactical training weapon handling in the account those people was say aban no epe be mom kwhye and say our Department of Parks and Gardens near Bawku near ama adwuma obeye because you were training for the security services and you should be versatile. Ministry of Labor near the Bawku.
Honorable, ya chile me to afena miko gugu me kofa watering Ghana ko water flowers.
And say no say aban juma krona and you should be able to go there. Yes say ye be chile to
ebinu adwen chire ene say omususu senka de aba na nya abantinka aban ema wonom entoa adwuma yeso sense ombekwa akotena fie eho no uni ombe ya adwen
there be many omonya adwene the grounds for disqualification e bebre say asire adwuma no ana security services no physical intensive entino say bia we room no we 40 years apart onam na start every nti mfaso ben na oman ne benya wo so ebia na we room na we hypertensive diabetic na eno ho ensusanso ni ehunro fa no it impairs you in several ways nti mfaso ben ene ebenya wo ho being in the service ebia na inimdiemu no you don't even qualify in terms of grade qualifications how do you know on qualify nti nyema e ko kire no how would you even decode those things to apply them, in the field? And here, nyama be brave, and say be and cat also can and yet disqualify obi. And one nyama and try to disqualify one. And in Tino, you are way free one year, do almost share baby pa midday and so any say, and one no.
Yo, Mira, akwada. Yada se papa ewie se wode ya twetwe nkomo ewo UTV so ye abusiafo panyina ne twetwe nkomo eye nana yaw akwada ai wose wokwa okoda onsa amanechi we executive director Edema Bureau of Public Safety and wache na adwen se aban wayi omadi a wonde wofo aso na mmom omumpe ba bi mfa wonom hye se bia pass and garden omo adodo kwan ho omo direct traffic obetimi de omo ahyeshem se de be ya omo nkotene fie se oni adwuma bia eye na yebekọ ensem fufuro mu ewo ye kase boyimu na ansana yebekọ no ebusuafo UTV kase bo na wo hwe ye kai mo se kase ye di free Abeka Junction Ship House na esomo ene awie na Bawku bi wa beto dwane se NPP amanyokuo no ade asese de wantwi ekoso ewo mu pa ye hu behia ese wonom eye nsakraye ewo mu dwumadie mu na yene amansan atwetwe nkomo Ghana de hye bia bisa wonom se wo hwe wantwi ya abeya ususu se wo mu ka wo mu ho bom se wo mu kọ congress ya ebetumi ya asomdwe MPP nye dai eno mo tumi akom ho bom
Omo angasa no MPP nangasa wo mura dada embra no eno no mri ya adwuma bedru ne ama entiase so obi ate ne ho ase it is a changes bi kura e ba enya se di change ni ba na ye implement as ye ya mani pa Bawku bi si as ye ya mani pa Bawku bi eno na ama as o mani abre a chenchira a omunya saade no but enya dia no so abeboa party no
party since a democracy ba Ghana tinkuma person be sine both political parties, major political parties, they call prime minister from down to top because you sit down here, you can lay foundation. And sana, they do less as sana, they do destroy your book. And so on. I say, I come and say, where you're dying. I'm a person who them one, unsuru, or you're very secure. Say, a Danny is solid because of foundation is solid. Now, when they call that, sorry, yeah. Nipa meni mi ensa ko gina ko na bi se da bi e dem emrako for de beto dodo na nim se afi de enko se fi soro emfa mrafo because da ni dwidigu yeso na ekun nyina omo de don't care party no be mane fa no be keka ko no so party no e form for ne soro ne party no na MPP ayira na identity kura
ya nhwe ni ya be high when we start from the bottom that's a year overhauling. The people at the grassroots, say whether the police station executives, so we give them the chance to vote and elect their police station executives, who they feel say, and those executives will come and elect the constituency executives and the electoral area coordinators, and then they will elect the national executives, and then together we'll go and elect the flag bearer, and then that will inform the decision of electing a flag bearer who can win us the elections.
Me MPP no bia nim say me to about central was so ma contest MPP chairmanship me ni ICP agbena ni nua na fa mama de me contest me ni nipa me no challenge na central was so ye adwuma ma party no NDC ampanso ba no ma feel say enkoye ni na de say koye it is MPP o man say attitude nipa na esro na esi ekọ ne de fi sebe efisro eba from ne de emwa party no mesemo mo se musuban na new executive a de yiwo mo no omo obi o strong o metimi ejam na so bonisi a o metimi atrenchne bone no papa ba o metimi ama papa no so pie
ela me hu say the message describe no but omo sesa o musuban emponimfo a ebi manyinya bomo bra nyina awie mo makra wie school ehu na hihye omo mu omo ntimi nka no kre de mo bedi ne de mo bedum ti na ya no so kan kasa yi ekaya no me be nya ndo ano de akasa but o se ma party no ho do e na hia yi we ye mo bi ne ye de moja from yan kwala brem ene bibi kakra ne ye wo so fa ma party we e ye adwuma ma party we e na ne ye gira ha party no ye hu hwe no na party na ye kra wo mu no ye trust mama say no ye kasa no kra we no yan so ya no mo se ye o se ye ne ye say party no ba ye de be kan no kra no until say party no ebe ye
We are busunya de yakɔhwɛ ye Ghana for adwenkyerɛ ye fa ani PP se wo mu koyi mpanyimfo ansa no wo ma be yi regional executives ya kane no mu nya ne sa no na Ghana for bi akyerɛ wadwen afa ho na yɛkɔ ensamfo from a na nanom ahemfo ani adehye wo ekumfo ekurafo ye wo central region wonom akasa de atodwa se wo srɛ eniema kakra eboa mu onipa asetena tumpon no ehun nsɛm a ɛden de ma wonom enti wo srɛ mpanyimfo sɛ wo mɛkɔ wo mmoa mpatam ho
ati sɛ ayɛyɛ ojina nzama ebie na debote ebie na dise yo de hu ne ayɛyɛ kwa kwana azo o mayɛ bɔkɔ pan system the last year den ka bɔkɔ mo de na yɛyɛ bi in fact sika kakra yɛ kuro yim na abo na ɔyɛ den de afiza yɛbɛyɛ bɔ hwɛ sika no bi afɔ ɔdo yɛ aka gidam machines aba afi yan ayɛsɛ bia nso beebi a na sisi no ba obohwe no so aya na oya obebre ona baby a woni nti so bi anadwo no kɔ hɔ a na sisi no bia ba ɔha ne da na odem nti wɔpone dwumalala na obi akɔfie nti sɛ yɛtumi si da no hɔ a ɔno ada anadwo no wefum kɔ hɔ a kɔ hɔ ala abɔ ho abɔ mo kɔ ina abɔhwɛ nti ɔka za yɛyɛ yi ho na yɛde apam so bibia maka ho na yɛ ho mpanyinfo nkɔkɔ no abɔ hɛ ma yɛde ɔyɛ
na this year kwamo no otia osi enwa do ne bote a yepere ye nurses quarters no enti obi biara ofie krofo ye to safran e wo this year akwamo no eba braba yisika na ye fan se ye nurses quarters na ase ene ye system na yepere ye to no ya obi a ofie krofo biara ye to safran the this year ombra ne ye na yen kambum ne ye de yanya afasha no mo ye de nya da bia betina kwantum na aka da wanya manhwe no o ifie krofo ankoten de to anamo na bra ba yibibua former fa na ekrofo
PURC ya wonomo aye entemgyinafo de amayen any utility companies no e de ababetu edwase bono mantamu wo mu abomodin papa patu anamo no manfo akasa aye nkyekere sonko e de ama wonom de afa enhyehyeye ene sede ntumu bo ye fa ensuo ne nkania ho ne gina bia ekokodu a osusu se waye adwuma eye pa.
First half of the year no in Juma ye field investigations ye nkofo mobile office na ne bibia ye kwa ye ne amanfo kudi nkita ho ebetimi akase nya total complaints of about 800 complaints na 800 complaints emuno na quality of service wom na billing issues wom na metering issues wom na new service connection wom all kinds of complaints ye bo ano for half of the year nya be 800 complaints na we were able to resolve 722 complaints into share percentage wise it's resolve about 96.5% of complaints and sakai complaints mu biara no ye obibi to say billina ade ba ko betimi si wo ho ya adjustment ne patch saying one sha utilities na ma bill no o de buy ho no one sha na ye wadwum na kaka na onti ase it make sure say carry out investigations through the investigations no ebi wa ye stakeholders no and utilities no ayeka Ghana Water and Anetco omutimi jitum say we there belly ade ama asumisi one sha bro so normal passing we are different adjustment it for the first half of the year it me passing an adjustment worth of about 45,000 and some change and no call my consumers and no chere say consumer bi wo ho a na nka say do ne ma na 5,000 it me passing adjustment na tin about as low as 1,500 and no chere say one sha nya say ebo apayo na utilities ne but one show more calculations no ekɔyɛ ekɔbro so the adjustment at first half of the year it may pass our consumers no about 45,000 and insiwa as per LI 2413 no utilities no so who kwan some of the complaints burden buy so na ya hwɛ ne edi ekira mo utilities no complaints by two major complaints one illegal connection and two non-payment of bills into for the first half of the year no utilities also the complaints will be brain. Most of them were the facts and now amount will be entry or bills. Yes, so yet to me then you say and now we're able to recover an amount of 85,000 for the utilities, an amount of 85,000 for the utilities, and also just say na amount for the or more no munchia no or then this third quarter year commission no ɛyɛ adeɛ ɛfrɛ no water quota ne yɛpɛ sɛ yɛne Ghana waterfo edi nkita ho ne yɛ coming up with programs yɛne timamufo especially in Sunyane a yɛnim sɛ yɛ ration nsuo no we nim sɛ over the period no Ghana Water has put out a lot of measures on person making sure say nsuo no yɛ ration so bɛyɛ den ɛbɛte kakra until the point a yɛbɛtumi yɛ free okra nti yɛne Ghana waterfo bedi nkita ho na yɛka yɛn ho abom na yɛ large education for this particular quarter na more distressed areas more having problems with water no yɛbɛtumi educate you on the plans Ghana Water has for them and the importance also of managing your water wisely.
Sutifi South ewa hafo mantamu enkasemu krodua mu na UTV ye de cameras ekopie ye na won modua akekadro ewo ho e de ato abanim se wo boa kokko akuafo won ma dobode o na edobanchia won hwe won mo so saa ebisanse ye akekadro ho wonfaso bebre e de ma oman Ghana eni nipa
akado no ho adwuma no ye den pa senka me wo ho akande a kametimi aya blue say nti mesre no se won beboaye se nya sikampo ena odi boaye na ye nya ho akande ebi ti se fertilizer ebi ti se de edishi enwura no mu na ade ne nyina atimi boa emadwuma no atimi emutimi tre we medua no be busumi nson no mu eyi busumi miensa no ena medua akakadro we wa wo hwe de aya utimi hu se mabo adwuma nti misra aban se on beboaye
last year ye adwuma na ye no ya de betisi so amana amo anye yi ye ko ye hwehwe mu ayeko mu na ye se akekado ya de ye kura ye hu bi sa de free millet ntin ye adwuma no ya de sa meto mu sa ada enso enam last year ne this year ya de abeti asimu ama ya de na se ye adwuma no ma na nye yi na agric fo na omo ebehwe ye adwuma no so omo ba koko ena omo behwe omo mehwe ye nkekado ne nyedai e ma ye enam se koko no no mani wo so nti aban wo mani wo so nti eno na wo mba wo ye dai wo mo ye na ye de ya kekedo no sei ti yesra aban se o ma agric of yi for no na mehwe ye nkekado nya dai e ma ye se be ya yade no e ba entinsi mu biem
se ehiamoa ye de bedo every aban ho se ye kwafo de bia ye hu tri ye etu be kwa do akado na yenya atofo na ebu akwase obi ato no se na wope yese hoho obi afri baabi abansa na ye price no esisa hoho na mba na tie se ejina faako eti ye de ko join ni mont se enkombo embebo aye na ban almost mfane se atami stam no okwe no sai no egu ye hu bium nti se ademon de ye goso ye ndende akado ye nkankudo oduru ha obi akwade ya wonne kura mpo wado afo no bi nyisa sisi muwa na ye hia afri abane ho se omra embebo aye na ye ntu ye afo no mu
no kwasam se dumre bi a na akuafo ye ho kire ye atofo yi so ba omo ma ye bo de ope bi a no de abla ye na eba sa akwa na akwaji lo kura oba bi a na akwasim na ye twetwe ye na fecha se de ni ye ebusua ne bedi ekura no na ye ho akire ye enti ye sre Ghana abai se wono a na se ye bo o ba ba mu no wo se ye bo se obeboa ye na akuafo enti ye sre no ye dwane toa no se wo ye sre na ada o ma na boa ye o ntwere ni mra me hwe na akuafo na ye so ye mobo pa
Abusanfo ansana ye bekono meka wo se miti eye Snash Beauty Salon omo ewa awodom mpacho wonum ye tire bia we wake up na hye mimi a meyi e de asi wo pese obo kinky dreadlocks bibia pese o ye no ahosiesie ewie mu di se oba omo ye pedicure manicure facial treatment massage enti wo san wo restaurant wo ho bia timi order aduane age fufuo pe na Snash enye enti mpacho free Snash for 0247 858789 0247858789 eso na ofra wono ma de ohwehwe bia wono mbeye e de ama no ahofe no awiemu edi me home so me ba bongo di fara e de agudie mu nsem e ba beto aso
Prem to breakers ye boy eye Ecobank adaroma en waso yasene ama ye de bro